Check, you here?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Queenstown Ice Arena, Saturday night hockey. This is a big battle between Auckland Swarm and the SkyCity Stampede. I'm Dave Dubnick.
I'm Joel LeBreton.
And we've got ourselves a huge game tonight.
I'll tell you what, it's about 0 degrees outside. It's about to be 100 degrees in here on this ice.
That's right. So just a little warning. Put the cat out, feed the dog, tuck the children in, get the fridge right next to you, because you're not going to want to miss a second of this game.
No, absolutely not. You're going to be on the edge of your couch the entire time.
Now, on behalf of Jesse on the camera, Molly, and Max, I see Molly's she's all hepped up on M&Ms already. Things are going to be rocking tonight. This is going to be a rock'em sock'em game.
Absolutely. Like, you look at the intensity from last night's game, it's going to carry over. There's no two ways about it. We saw everything.
You talked, Joel, you talked about the battle for first place. Limited games in this season mean that every game is so important. These two teams battling it out for that home, finals home advantage.
It's so important.
Huge. And the Swarm are going to come out with everything they got. They're going to be pulling every trick in the book to get this a split weekend.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I can see they're going to just come out of the gate firing. They played with such physicality, intensity last night, and it was a tight back and forth game the entire time. 4-2.
4-2 doesn't really describe what was happening on the ice.
Not at all.
Watching the Swarm, so close to so many goals, so many opportunities.
Absolutely.
Great control by the Stampede in that Swarm zone, but then when the Swarm broke it out, moving in, great shots. Oh, big dig out there with true behind goaltender Hasselman to. I think he kind of saved that goal before it crossed the line, and that could have been that that goal that can help. The other thing, 5 out of the 6 goals.
Yep.
Power plays. What does that tell you? Hockey 101.
I can tell you what the coaches were saying in the room after last night's game and before tonight's game. Keep it under control. Stay out of the box. Is going to be the bulletin board material for tonight.
Cooler heads will prevail.
Indeed.
So we're only moments away from the face-off. We've got ourselves one change that I know of, and that's I know that Remy Sandoy is sitting out this game.
Yep.
They're going to that was that fracas near the end of third period last night.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be quite an impact on that defensive lines for the Swarm.
Very much so, very much. He brings a lot to the Swarm team, and it's going to be interesting to see who they fill in for him instead. All
right, so we're moments away. Big shout out to all our people that couldn't make it, sold out. Thing worse than I don't think there's anything worse than playing against the Stampede in the Stampede barn. Yep. Look at this crowd. They're starting to get a little bit feisty already.
Oh, absolutely.
It's sold out. I do see some Swarm hats and some Swarm jerseys.
I saw a few Swarm supporters flying around. They always bring a good contingent down with them.
Yeah, great hockey. Great to see. All right. Tonight's officials in the stripes, Ryan Hissong, and Linesing is Adam Nagy and Aaron Chisholm, Eagle-Eyed Chisholm.
And here we go.
And we're off. Simon with it on the blue line. Cross ice to McDonald. Forward. Can't hit Fontaine. Quick icing penalty.
There you go. As we said, Swarm are going to come out steaming out of the gate.
Good goal from Rusky Jones last night, young Rusky Jones for the Stampede, which just shows you this. The young ones coming up, putting a stamp on it.
Yep, future hockey is bright here.
Freer firing it in, rails around. Simon up to Cossack. Damate over the blue line, knocked off the puck, and it's batted back into Stampede zone. No icing.
Oh, Devlin did a good job chasing that down.
Big chase by Devlin, who took a punishing last night as well. And
He did. I saw him earlier, and he said he's feeling good. He's in high spirits.
Yeah.
No.
His issue last night, dead leg, just hit, with that sort of on the thigh. Burns up to Ross. Ross loses it. Moving forward is Houlihan. Shot scores!
Oh, wow.
Quick little snap, Houlihan on Brooksy.
Yeah, walked in, round the defense.
Sorry, Hasselman. Sorry, jeez, Hasselman beaten. Don't think there was much in that. That was just a wonderful shot.
It really was. Really well placed.
Houlihan.
And Swarm opening the account early here, as I said,
Yep.
Might have caught Stampede a little flat-footed here.
Don't know.
No?
Wonderful shot, though.
Oh, it was a beautiful play.
Top
broken
corner.
the zone, got around that defenseman, top shelf. Thanks for coming.
Heavy hand Houlihan.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful shot. Once again, Burns to the red line. Hurley can't collect, and it's fired in by Hay. Rails around on the red line now. Roby over the blue line, and offside is the call. I think that was Resky Jones with those long legs,
Yes,
perhaps.
just a little quick off the mark there. That's all right.
Yeah.
You've got that breakneck speed.
I see a bit of frustration and immediately after that goal from Joel Hasselman.
He'll rebound.
He'll rebound quickly.
Yeah.
Thuler to the red line. Bortanoff can't bat it forward. Collected by Jones. Resky Jones. Roby. Off of Bortanoff's leg and over the boards. Huge group of, there's a women's tournament in Tekapo today.
Oh,
and
okay.
they've been, I imagine that would be exciting and cold.
Oh, it'd be freezing down there, yes.
Big shout out to the ladies that are skating in Tekapo. Hockey is hockey, that outside arena. Sofer tangled up as he's getting pushed off the puck by a Hopkinson. Finally ends up on Vartnev's stick. Cross ice. And it's fired up forward to the corner where Fortunov tries to collect. He's bounced off the puck with Sofer and Freer. Cross ice, Simon over the blue line. Fires, and it hits some timber, which whistles it dead. Wow. Swarm are just, like you said, fizzing.
Coming out with that physical intensity, finishing all their hits, taking it to the Stampede early.
Yeah.
After last night, they know how important it is to make an impact early, get the Stampede on the back foot.
And they've done that.
They have already, 1-0.
Face off deep in that Stampede zone. Burns can't control it. Loses to Fontaine, takes a shot. Railed around in the corner and collected by Amston.
Oh. Looks like Hasselman's lost his blade here.
All right, so they need a manager out there. I think it's just popped off as opposed to broke because he looks like he's trying to refit it.
Yep, it does look like it's just popped off.
That's interesting. Wardrobe malfunction.
He's very lucky the play got blown down there because he couldn't slide across.
No, standing on one leg would have been quite unfortunate. So Hasselman sorted out now.
You can see Matt Swerts down here looking a little bit concerned. He might have to go in and tend net.
Face off once again to the left of Hasselman. Damata puts it up. Simon on the blue line, fires it.
Ooh.
Push to the corner. McDonald.
Kozak in front there with almost a nice little tip.
Bouncing puck, and it ends up over the board. That puck's really bouncy tonight.
It is. It was bouncy last night too as well.
Extra bouncy. We'll have to read the package. It might be extra bouncy.
Extra bouncy pucks, you reckon?
Bex, you're probably watching from Tekapo. Hope you had a great day. Queenstown was glorious today. Wanaka, you said?
Lovely.
Lovely. Yeah. Can't beat a good day down here. But she's a little bit frosty now. All right. Harrison with it. Puts it up to Ross. Can't collect. Rosiska rails it around to the neutral zone. Back to Harrison, who just backhands it in behind the net. Ross gives chase. Harrison picks it up, centering. No one there to pick it up. And again, Stampede can't keep it in, and the Swarm move it to the neutral zone. Turned around. And McDonald dumps it into Stampede. Rosiska with it. Across to McDonald. Fires it in. And Cole with it. Cole round to Freer. Behind the net. Harrison now. Stampede struggling to get it out. Cole forced to go back against the boards. Big battle. Thuler with it. Thuler fakes it. Shot. And
gloved up by Hasselman.
Hasselman makes a short order of that. Face off once again to the left of Hasselman. March in there against Rusky Jones. Amston with it in the corner, off the boards.
Ooh, didn't quite get it.
To Hurley. And Amston has it again in his own zone. Amston looking, Hurley. And it bounces high into Swarm zone. Shoveled out. March spins with it, fires it into Stampede area. Amston with it now. Amston hits Hurley on the red line. Hurley bumped off the puck by Simon. And Hurley with it again. Hurley pushed off against the boards. McCog, that's Harry McCog. Dumps it back in. D'Amato around behind the net to Thuler, who taps it quickly back. It ends up on True's stick on the red line. He fires it in. Simon to McDonald. McDonald, big pass up. Burns intercepts that. And McIntosh with it. McIntosh leaves for True. True whiffs on that pass.
Got it
True
back though.
Starts to march it in. True fires it in. Chalice trying to pick it up. Leaves for Burns.
Oh,
Freer.
Good shot by Freer there.
Freer picks a loose puck up and just, it was kind of a funny stick handle.
Yeah.
And put it up just a little too high, I think.
Yep, Bialik in there just blocking it away. Looking good.
So face off to the right of pair. With McIntosh facing up against the Swarm. Chalice with it. Chalice shot on the money. McIntosh behind the net.
Did well to pick up that rebound in front there. Didn't have a lot of space.
Beautiful work. McIntosh. Alice. Shot again. Vortinoff with it. Vortinoff, big rainbow to John Johnson. Can't gather it up. True. Cross ice to Burns. Burns. Bad pass. Picked up by Johnson.
I did well to defend against that.
In front. Into the behind the net. Rizuka keeping it in. Hits Hopkinson. Tapped out. And Lockie Freer can't control that. And icing is the call.
Unlucky. It just bounced off his skate and he just couldn't quite have the legs to get onto it.
Yeah, couldn't quite collect it with his stick, which would have been quite handy.
It would have been.
All right. Face off it to the right of Hasselman. Looks like March facing off against McIntosh. Burns with it now, behind the net. True, off the boards, and up. Collected by Thuler on the blue line. Thuler. Tapped up by Atwell. And then Stampede just rail it around, but not out. Devlin. Back to Ross. Cross to Cole. And Harrison just dumps it in. This is Houlihan with it. Houlihan. Shot wide.
Oh.
Puck behind the net. Bit of scatter happening. And Houlihan with it. Cole tries to bump him off, but can't. And it rails around to the far side. Up, but not out. Tap back in. Cole forced to give chase. Ross rails it up to Roby. Roby over the blue line.
Got Devlin with him too.
Devlin in front, but wonderful cover up by Per.
No, it's Bialik in net tonight.
Thank you for correcting me. Managing well. A few good shots.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid so far.
Face off to the right of Hurley with it behind the net. Ryan Hissong in the way there. Bouncing the puck off his skate. And Amston rails it all the way around. And Stampede gather it up. That's Hurley with it, back to the point. Amston takes a shot off a shin pad, and it bounces dangerously in front.
Yeah, Rusky Judges couldn't quite get enough on that backhand shot there.
Here's a chance for the Swarm over the blue line. Puck behind the net. Centering pass, shot. Great stop by Hasselman.
Great stop by Hasselman.
That
there.
one-timer mid-slot. And Rizzutka puts it up and in front. No one there to collect that. Sulphur moves past one player, but Hopkinson picks it up. Neutral zone play. Fired into Amston's stick in the corner. Up to Rusky Jones. Rusky Jones takes a hit by Hay. That's Ollie Hay.
Yeah, good angling by Ollie Hay there.
And Hopkinson can't move it through the neutral zone. Burns collects in his own zone. Bounce back into Stampede zone. Burns cross ice to Rusky Jones on the red line. And it bounces to the Swarm corner where Hay chases. No icing is called. Freer with it. Freer being pushed off the puck by D'Amato. And there's True with it. Blue line. It's McCog. McCog loses it on the blue line. Thuler with it now. Over the blue line. Fires a shot. Tap to the corner. Rolling back into Swarm zone. Simon with it. Simon. And it's tapped all the way down. Leaving Freer to chase. Cole rails it around and out. Where McDonald picks it up. Fires it back in. Freer. Chalice. And Freer again. Chalice again. Chalice in the corner. And Cole to Freer. Cross ice. Chalice. Cross ice to Freer. Can't collect that, and McDonald picks it up in his own zone. Behind the net. Big lead pass to Houlihan, who scored that first goal, or the goal for Swarm. Cross ice to Rizzutka, and a shot from the red line right on the money. Ollie Hay with it, being dogged by Harrison. Rizzutka bumped off the puck.
Good hit by Harrison. He would have
Harrison.
been thinking about that one for a while, I'd say.
And it's caught but released. So the puck continues to be played in that Swarm zone. Rizzutka with it. Flicks it up and
did well not to hit the rafters there.
Yeah, missing that timber. Rizzutka takes a puck to the shoulder, but continues to skate. Some fancy skating there. Back to Ruzicka. Shot. Good deflection, but not enough in it. And Hasselman kicks it out. And Swarm are forced to go back. Ross giving chase to Ruzicka, dogging him heavily. And it's intercepted by Ross. Now Rusky Jones with it over the blue line. Ruzicka tries to muscle him off the puck, and he does so. Just,
yeah.
where True picks it up in his own zone.
Starting to see a bit of intensity from Stampede now, so I'd like to hear.
Rusky Jones with it along the boards, tangled up with Adam Nagy.
With everyone tangled up there.
And Swarm get it out. And Simon's kind of behind the scenes. I didn't see it, but
no.
Hurley was laying on the ground, and the referee did see it. So I'm betting that cross-check is the word.
Yep.
So,
yep. That's the risk you take, I guess, if you want to do stuff behind the play.
I'd like to have seen it. So, 5-on-4. Power play with Stampede.
Ooh, that was dangerous.
Yes. Chalice gives chase for that puck. Cross ice to Ross. Ross with it on his own blue line. Starts to move it forward. He's got Freer. He's got Chalice and McIntosh. Back to McIntosh on the blue line. Shot from Burns. Blocked. Tangled up beautifully.
Oh, Burns did. Oh, no. He did very well to fight that puck back there.
Fontaine did wonderful. So, big lead pass to Freer. Beats Ruzicka. Hay shoots, puck bounces dangerously in front, but no one there to collect.
No, Bialik was, up to the task there.
Huge end-to-end. But the Swarm are doing really well on the penalty kill.
They are. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be the tale tonight, isn't it?
Yes. So you'll watch McIntosh. He'll start as a winger and he'll slide back. Well, maybe not now with Amston on the back, but wonderful
Great
save.
glove there.
Yeah, but Amston with that missile did really well.
I'm about to say, scored a few from that blue line over the years, so no doubt we'll see more.
Face off again, right. 1 minute, 12 seconds left in the penalty to Simon. Back to Amston. Ross leaves for McIntosh. Amston. Shot blocked. Back to McIntosh. Back to Amston. And again.
Oh, another great block there by
puck in
March.
Front, bouncing around. And a great save. Was that March doing all the...
Yeah, two big blocks there by March.
So good effort. We're looking at just under a minute.
46 seconds left in the power play, or penalty kill, depending on where you're listening.
Great work by the Swarm so far, and cleared all the way down the ice, forcing Harrison back into his own zone behind the net. Freer moves it up, blue line. Burns rails it around.
Offside is the call.
And Burns gives chase. Nice shot there. Cross ice. Right on the money. And Devlin with it. Dylan Devlin. With only 10 seconds left in this penalty, the Swarm have done quite well. Shot. Punched wide.
That was a huge block of rebound. It went over the blue line without even touching the ice.
Leave for Harrison. Harrison takes that shot. Puck bouncing in front, still there. Gobbled up by...
I think there's going to be some supplementary...
is that Dylan Devlin?
There's going to be some minutes held out here. Yeah, Ruzicka's going to the bin there.
Okay.
They're going to have two in the bin.
No. Cossack Cossacks going in. Just letting things get ironed out.
No, not Kozak. It's just our Rosiska.
Oh, Rosiska's in there. Okay.
Don't know if there's anything on the other side. Can't see yet.
So Balak did a great job in that save, dropping the puck in front of him, leaving an open puck.
Yeah.
And then Stampede charges in, fracas starts,
Yep.
and all sorts of nonsense occurs.
Tale as old as time.
Yes. Words are said.
Yeah.
Feelings are hurt.
Indeed. Indeed.
So we're just trying to iron it all out. And that's Atwell and Freer. So
2 minutes on the Botany Swarm.
So just as they finished up one penalty,
5 on 4.
5 on 4 again. But I mean, looking at what happened last time, they did a great job of killing that penalty. So, but I guess it's about whether they have that energy, the strength to do it again.
Exactly. Yeah. No, they start adding up when you start killing penalties all the time. You know.
Yeah. Back to Chalice on the blue line. Shot just wide. And puck almost came up and visited us.
It did.
And Amston with it in his own zone. Moving it forward. Ross over the red line, over the blue line. Leaves for Freer. Freer. McIntosh back to Amston. Back to McIntosh. Shot off a pad. And it's railed around behind the net. And can't be kept in, so it's all the way down, forcing Amston behind his own net. Stefan Amston hits Chalice over the blue line, fires it on, blocker save, and Ollie Hay fires it up, but not out. Amston keeping it in. Ross shot.
Bialik doing very well to stay patient there.
Yeah, McIntosh with it. Amston shot off the post.
Off the post.
And it's kept up and in, kept in again by Amston. Back to Amston. Shot. And great
bit
save.
of traffic. Saw it. Got the glove. Very nice.
That shot by Amston obviously made it past goaltender, but
yes,
but rings.
Yes,
rings the
post saves again.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. 35 seconds left.
In that penalty to Rosiska. And Stampede have had all the possession, doing really well, but just can't seem to sink it past the net. They've had it everywhere but shot.
Oh,
great
nice
little
tip
shot
in front
on
by Ross there.
Great little shot, looking for a tip, and a shot again, looking for the tip. Some fantastic defense in front of the net.
Yeah. Yeah, Swarm are doing well here.
And Swarm did really well there to get it all the way out and down the ice.
4 seconds left. I think they're just going to regroup here.
And Chalice with it. Chalice.
Get a change.
Starts to move it over the blue line. Cross ice to Ross. Ross over the blue line. Ross shot. And
up into the nets.
Balak does another great save and kicks it up. His blockers seems to be quite busy at the moment.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, he's doing a great job in net for Swarm tonight.
Yep.
He's been making some really key saves.
Richie, Cash, Kingston, and Tanner. Imagine you're watching this very tightly fought game. Big lead pass. Hits Kozak on the blue line, but it's just bumped out where Thuler has to collect it. Thuler still has it. Hits Burns. Burns has got Sofer just a little ahead of him with that pass. Sofer pushed up against the boards. Still battling for it though. Bumps it back to Rusky Jones. Here's Thuler over the blue line. D'Amato over the blue line. Johnson.
Sofa doing well to break that play up.
Big push forward to McCog. Tries to muscle it in. And it's banged all the way down the ice again along the boards where Amston picks it up. Freer with it. Freer off the boards. Rails it in. Simon over the red line. Fires it in. Amston rails it around to the far side. Ortonoff picks it up. Shot wide. McDonald picks that one up. Shot wide.
Oh, not quite out though. McIntosh did a good job picking that up.
Collect that. And it's going to be a penalty to the Stampede. They've pulled their goalie, the Swarm has. So it's 5-on-6 until the Stampede touch that puck and get the whistle, and they did.
All right. So we've got Chalice in the box there.
Jordan Chalice. His wife is Libby Jean Chalice. And she is a forward for the Wakatipu Wild.
Oh, nice.
And Cruz and Miller. The two kids were skating with the flag at the beginning of the game.
Oh, very nice.
I don't think our camera picked that up.
Strong hockey family there.
Yeah, well, yes, and both granddad and grandma
All right.
were involved with the Swarm.
See that Swarm power play. See what can eventuate from it.
So we've had a few penalties already.
There has been a few. But we kind of knew that was going to happen coming into the game, really, didn't we?
Yeah, 1 minute, 23 seconds left in this first period. Shot from Houlihan and cleared all the way down the ice by Harrison. Stopped by Bach. Rzutska with it. Swarm moving it up. Houlihan skates it in, tapped off his stick. It's along in the corner. Houlihan with it. Houlihan tries to center. Rzutska cross shot. And a big work by Joel Hasselman.
Big second save there.
Galante feeds Houlihan in the corner. Houlihan with it. Looking for that opportunity. Off of Burns' ankle. And Burns gives chase and taps it up. And unfortunately, over the boards with 29 seconds left in this period.
Yeah, a minute and 2 in the penalty.
Yeah, just over a minute. So looks like we'll go into the second period with a 5-on-4 for the Swarm.
Yes. No, potentially.
Back to the point. Simon with it. Simon feeds Vortinoff. Vortinoff moves in off of a skate. March picks it up behind the net. Vortinoff back to Simon on the blue line. Vortinoff moves in front off of a skate. And finally,
great block by True there. Get the body in the way.
And Rusky Jones bats it all the way down with only seconds left. So we're going to walk into the second period with 5-on-4 for the Swarm.
Yes.
It's a 1-0 game. Oh my goodness. And we've had 3 or 4 penalties, mostly to the Swarm, all but one to the Swarm.
Yep.
And they've done a great job of penalty kill.
They really have. They really have.
So, wow. What an exciting game.
She's going to be a very, very good second period and supplementary third, I tell you what.
Yeah. We're going to bring you the second period very shortly. I'm Dave Dubnick.
I'm Joel LeBreton.
And talk to you shortly.
All right.
Back here, SkyCity Stampede against the Auckland Swarm. Ooh,
Wow, what a first period.
amazing. A little bit of everything. Swarm 3 penalties.
Yeah.
And did really well to...
The penalty killers looking great tonight, all backed by Bialik, just making some huge saves there.
So we're looking at a 1-0 game for the Swarm at the moment.
Yep, and going into the period with the Swarm on power play as well.
Right. I'm sure they've got a plan for the next 33 seconds.
No doubt, considering how quickly they scored that first goal. You know, we might be seeing a bit of a repeat here.
We'll see what the SkyCity Stampede can do here.
I think I was just discussing it in the break, and I think the best term was brought up by Rachel, saying the Stampede are looking tentative.
Tentative, good word.
Yes, I thought there was a perfect description for it. You know, but I think that after a little chat in the room, they're going to be coming out strong this period.
Less tentative.
Less tentative.
That's a good Scrabble word, tentative. All right, Houlihan leaves for McDonald on the blue line. Cross ice to Ruzicka. He fires it in around behind the net. D'Amato back to Ruzicka one time. And
big windmill flash save by Hasselman there.
Yep. One of those windmill.
Little salt and pepper on it.
Yeah. And a great save by Hasselman. Face off to the right of Hasselman.
All right, 10 seconds left in the penalty here.
Burns can't clear. And Houlihan with it along the boards. And Burns finally just bumps it up the boards, but not out. Houlihan with it. Houlihan skates in front, tries to stuff it under the pads of Hasselman. Now Damate tries the same thing, but it's bounced off his stick behind the net now. Penalty's over. 5-on-5. Here's Freer. Over the red line, over the blue line. Fires it. Had an unfortunate puck on its edge when he did fire it. He couldn't get the full hit on that. And Freer with it in the corner. Mitchell Freer, who just completed his 250th game last night. Bit of a celebration for that. And Lockie Freer puts it up, can't hit Ross. Ross picks it up anyway. Ross fires it on target. But Balak just gets right in front of that.
Yeah, looking for that. You haven't had much luck shooting up high. Looking for that little 5-hole goal there.
No, and no rebound. So
no rebound.
And I think that's what the Stampede were hoping for there.
Yes.
All right.
Pass off the pads.
Yes. Face off to the left of Balak. Back to the point. Tap back in. Chalice centering. Freer can't collect it. And big lead pass to Janssen off his skate though. And Hasselman clears to the corner where True rails it up off of a referee. Thuler picks that up. Thuler hits the brakes, spins around, being harassed by
Devlin. Yeah, he did well to pick his pocket.
Cross ice. Vortinoff red line over the blue line. He's got Janssen with him. Misses that puck and Chalice with it now. Chalice red line over the blue line. Beats Dalmate, but it's pumped back in. There's a chance for Freer shot, just high. And it's kept up, but not far enough because Swarm pick it up and move it to the neutral zone. McDonald with it in his own zone, being harassed by Reski Jones. It's railed all the way around onto Burns' skate. Amston cross ice. Roby up the boards, shot, and must have hit some timber.
Yep, I think it's Bialik has chipped it up into the roof there.
So it'll be face off to the left of Balak. Fantastic work.
It's good to see Stampede seem to have a bit more pep in their step in this period. You know, things are clicking a little bit more. But then, no, same thing from the Swarm too, so.
That's right. End-to-end hockey right now.
Oh, yeah.
With the Swarm in the lead. 1-0. Railed it around to Burns. Burns taps it back behind the net. Simon just to the blue line. And it's kept in by Amston. Hurley centers for Rusky Jones. Hungry for a goal, but a great move by Ballack. Just make that save. And Fontaine with it now over the blue line. Dogged by 4 Stampede players.
Yeah, just kind of collapsed in on him there, really, didn't they?
Yeah. The Wisconsin pincer movement. Big lead, saucer pass to Hurley off of a skate. And Rzutska ends up with it. Cross to Kozak over the blue line. Kozak lets it loose off the glass. Rusky Jones collects.
Oh, great move by Roby there to chip it out to Burns.
Oh my gosh.
Huge save on McCarg there.
Shot by McCarg, saved by Ballack. I don't know how Ballack actually collected that. That was a wonderful save.
Yep.
Seeing Harrison McCarg racing in.
Yep.
Does a little
just
bit of a
almost
step.
chipped it over his pads there, but Bialik just stayed focused and didn't get fooled by that magical McCarg trickery.
Roby did a great job to get that puck forward, though.
He really did, yeah. It was a nice little chip.
Great to see, but, man, goaltender supreme at the moment. In the corner is McDonald. And it's centered. Can't get a handle on that. Finally, Sofer collects it along the boards and taps it up, but it doesn't go anywhere, just up and down. And finally, Swarm dump it into Stampede area. Call, hits Sofer, can't get it, just gets it out. And back to Coyle behind the net. Cross to McCarg.
McCarg.
Can't hit his brother Max and is forced to turn around. Kozak picks up a loose puck. Shot. Good save by Hasselman. And Harrison McCarg over the red line. He's got his brother with him. And it's tapped off his stick. Dalmater can't feed McDonald. And McDonald is forced back into his own zone. Big lead pass. Fontaine with it over the blue line.
Oh, just lost control of it.
Bouncing
picks it back
puck.
up, though.
Kozak with it. Kozak centering. McDonald had a stick lifted at the last second. And Simon collects on the red line. Damate, beautiful move on Freer. Centers, leaves. That was a fantastic play by
just
Swarm.
Patience
to hold on to it. And Ross moves past one. Can't quite dump it in, was McCog, or Freer, sorry. Beautiful work by Ross to center that. Amston, cross ice. True takes a shot. Puck bounces in front. McIntosh back to the point, True. And it's off the timber. Holy moly.
Wow.
What the goalie. Both goalies pulling off spectacular saves.
Yeah, the Swarm are really matching the intensity of the Stampede tonight. In fact, they're probably more intense.
The word tentative doesn't come up anymore.
No, long gone now.
Long gone, yeah.
No, that was just first period jitters.
Yeah. Puck dropped to the left. Abalak. Devlin trying to center, can't, rolls behind the net. Chalice battling for it. Ends up on Marsh's stick. He can't collect it. And Houlihan over the blue line. Houlihan loses it just over the blue line. Burns with it behind the net. Burns. Harrison. Connor Harrison over the blue line. Flicks past Rzutska. Rails it around to Devlin on the other side. And Rzutska hammers Harrison. And it looks like Connor Harrison's taking a few moments to get up. No arm was up.
No,
So-
it looked like a relatively clean hit. I don't know if it's
Okay.
just caught him. You know,
We'll just have a look. So the referee's just having a word with the box and answering some questions. Oh, uh-oh. He's out.
he's out.
Brzezinska's looks like he's being marched out.
Getting some appreciation here from the home crowd.
I don't think those are cheers of elation. No, they're. So I didn't see that hit. So
No,
we'll have to play that
you
back.
have to play that back.
But Harrison didn't look good coming up from that.
I don't think he caught him high in the head or had his arms up or anything like that.
Could have been boarding. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, but that's why I'm not a referee.
Yeah. So Brzezinska goes early. He was quite a integral component of that defense. So with
I feel like he's quite a polarizing player. He's one of those guys you hate to play against, but would love to have on your team.
polarizing is a good word. So,
Yeah.
but with Sandoy out, you've got Simon in the backfield there. But Sandoy and Brzezinska out at the moment. That leaves a little bit of challenge for the Swarm because both those players were quite integral components
Oh,
of
absolutely.
the Swarm
Absolutely.
defense. Amston shot and a great glove save. How he got that through a whole bunch of legs and arms.
He is playing so well on the back end tonight, Bialik. He's looking very, very good.
Yeah, they've got to crack that wall, Stampede. So face off to the left of Balak. I see they have
Oh, Bialik. Bialik. Bialik.
Bialik.
Bialik. And someone just chucked it into the chat there.
Great work there
Bialik.
by the Swarm to clear that as that puck was loosely shot on goal. And McIntosh forced behind his own net. Chalice, cross ice, hits Ross. Ross over the blue line. Muscled off the puck and fired all the way down, right on the money. Big forward pass to Chalice. Chalice feeds Freer. Freer. And there'll be a penalty called. A slap on the Stampede. Unfortunate. So we're back 4-on-4. And the puck goes all the way back into Stampede zone to the right of Hasselman. Swarm controlling there. Finally, Amston with it. Amston starts to muscle it out over the red line. Amston fires it on the pads of Balak. And he kicks it to the corner. Puck rolls in front. D'Amato. Shot on right on target. He had Fontaine following in. Face off to the right of Hasselman. Rusky Jones up against Atwell for the face-off. In the skates of Roby, but he can't get it out. And off some timber and the face-off again. What'd you find out, Joel?
Nothing so far.
Okay.
I can't find it on the.
I saw you doing some research there.
I was trying, yeah.
Well done. So face-off to the left of Hasselman. Atwell against Rusky Jones. Back to Thuler. Thuler off a skate of Jones. Big tap to Roby. Here's a chance for Roby over the blue line. Shot. Good save. Rebound just off of Rusky Jones' stick, and it rolls all the way to the red line. Atwell picks it up. Blue line. Houlihan one times it. And
Hasselman
wow, doing a great job to cover that up. Houlihan, one just spectacular work.
It just
by Jones.
Rolled up on him too,
yes.
and it just rolled back down. And yeah.
And Ollie Hay was in there as well. Rolling off the boards. Great hustle there by the Swarm after that great break by Roby and Rusky Jones. Amston with it. Amston collects 3 Swarm players and loses the puck. Fontaine with it now. Fontaine. Cross to Simon with it over the red line. Simon off the boards. Freer picks that up. Amston. Big lead pass. Sofer. Blue line centering. Can't hit McCog. It's turned around by Simon on the red line. Fires it in. Puck stopped. Amston with it in the corner. Lead pass. No one there to collect it. So it's going to come all the way back for an icing. Cool. What an exciting game.
Indeed.
Still only 1-0. And we're only halfway through that second period. 4-on-4. Shot. Kicked wide. Spinorama. And Sofer picks it up in the slot. Off the glass. Up to Hay. Picks that up. That's Andrew Hay. Dumps it back in. Amston to Freer. Freer starts to move it up. Sofer fires it in. Off the post. And behind the net. Stampede are up to full strength now. McIntosh with it. McIntosh feeds Ross. Ross takes a shot. Kicked wide. Back to the corner. Ross with it. Ross can't collect it in front of the net. And he carries to the corner. Tries to feed Burns. Burns steps to the wrong side. And Chalice has it on the blue line. Cross ice to Ross. Ross spins. Feeds Burns in the corner. Back to McIntosh in the point shot. Off the glass. And now off the timber. So we've got 59 seconds left in that 5-minute to Razuska. So Swarm have done a great job of killing that 5-minute penalty.
They really have.
But 2 of it was, well,
4-on-4.
Yeah, 4-on-4. Back to McIntosh and the blue line. Chalice. Ross. Back to McIntosh. One time shot. Kick save. And McIntosh is forced to boogie all the way back. Big mistake by Hasselman. Hasselman. The puck rolls behind the net. Hasselman was unable to clear. Put it right onto Fontaine's stick. Hay with it. Hay bumped off the puck. And Chalice. Chalice feeds McIntosh. McIntosh tries to feed Freer. And now Mitchell Freer. And
huge save by Hasselman.
Hasselman just does a great work there to save that. Work by the Swarm. Both penalties are all, sorry, that penalty's done now to the Swarm. And there's a delayed penalty to the Stampede. So they, Swarm has pulled their goalie. Kozak, cross ice. Vortinov back to Houlihan. Houlihan has it. Back to Vortinov. Cross to McDonald. Back to Atwell. Back to McDonald. McDonald in the corner with it. 6-on-5 at the moment. And here's a chance for Stampede to touch it. And Swarm were actually a little disappointed there. They don't think Stampede had control of it, but that ends that fracas where that was 6-on-5.
Indeed.
So Lockie Freer has got himself a slashing penalty. 2 minutes in the ice box. Once again, Swarm will be on power play. Atwell. Nope. So referee's not happy with that late change. Vortinov facing off. Sorry, Dalmato facing off against Devlin. Simon on the blue line. Simon cross ice. Now McDonald with it. Back to Simon. Simon feeds Houlihan. Puck bounces in front. Back to...
Good opportunity in front of the net there.
Simon with it. Simon. Dalmate. Simon again. Shot. Glove save. Puck bouncing in front dangerously, but finally cleared by Devlin. And Harrison gives chase as Stampede are able to change a few players. Atwell on the red line. Dumps it to the corner. Back to Houlihan. Houlihan shot, blocked in front. Both boys going down there. Burns bouncing off of Dalmate, I believe. And they both go down. Atwell behind the net. Carries to the corner.
I tell you what, this Swarm power play is clicking a lot more than it did last night.
And it did. And that's 2 for Houlihan.
There's 2 for Houlihan.
Heavy-handed Houlihan.
Indeed. Hey, it looks like he's got soft hands with those kind of moves.
Yep. Great shot. I don't know if it was deflected or not, but it was a wonderful shot.
No deflection on that. He just wheeled around and sniped it.
I see that Harrison McCog has moved up from defense, so we'll see how that...
Well, he's got those quick legs on the forecheck,
Yeah, he's quite a forecheck. He's quite feisty on the forecheck.
Oh, yeah.
Puck. And offside's the call. Very good call by Aaron Chisholm. Not much gets past Aaron.
No.
Face off. The offside dot. Max McCog gets Hopkinson. Sofer. And Freer, Mitchell Freer just bumps it up. Shot, puck bounces free, no one there to collect it. So Swarm start to move it out. Vortinov over the red line. He's got Janssen and Hopkinson with him. Off his stick. And McCog picks that up. Up to his brother, Max McCog, bumped off the puck. Hopkinson with it now. Spins, shoots. Kicked wide, and here's a chance for Harrison McCog, loses it to Vortinov. Janssen cross to Vortinov over the red line. Vortinov's got Hay with him. Hay drives to the and huge, and the referee thought it was covered, so Hasselman made a great save there in front. Swarm are definitely making an impact.
Yeah, very much so. You can just see, like, you go up 2 goals in this barn. You got to believe, you got to keep that intensity up because that tide can shift very, very quickly.
Amston rails it around to Lockie Freer. Lockie saucer to McIntosh on the red line. McIntosh bumps it into the corner. The puck rolls free onto Atwell's stick. Starts to move it forward. Houlihan loses it. But then it ends up on MacDonald's stick over the blue line. Centering. No collection there. Freer can't clear it. Around behind the net to Ross. Ross can't hit McIntosh. Lockie Freer collects that, hits McIntosh, dangerous, and a chance for Coyle to tap it in. McIntosh collects it behind the net. And that's all. That's Andrew Hay, or Ollie Hay tackling McIntosh. So there'll be a penalty to.
Just ripped his skate straight from under him.
Yeah. Holding is the call. All right. See what they can do on this power play.
Let's see what this SkyCity Stampede power play can do.
These penalties, the penalty kills have got to be tiring out those top dogs.
Yes.
Because there's lots of them, but I guess that's why you're here playing hockey.
Exactly.
Because you're good and you've got the energy to do it. Chance. Fontaine over the blue line with it. Fontaine carrying, even though they're on the kill. And it rolls up onto Ross's stick. He picks up a rolling puck. And it's batted all the way back down into the Stampede zone where McIntosh picks it up. McIntosh. Ross, cross-iced Ross. Sorry, Chalice to Ross. Ross stops at the blue line, spins, waits for the rest of the crew. Back to Burns. Burns, cross-ice to McIntosh. Chalice centering, shot, big save. Off of Freer's shot. McIntosh fires it to the corner, which rolls all the way around to Ross on the far corner. Ross, back to Burns, back to Ross. Ross to Burns again. Got McIntosh on the point. McIntosh cross to Chalice. Chalice to McIntosh. McIntosh winds up just wide. Burns keeps that in. Great control, but there's nothing in it for the Stampede. And here's a chance for Demonte. He's got Fontaine with him. And it bounces to the corner. Fontaine with it, carries back, across, all the way into his own zone. And it's saucered up, forcing the play for Hasselman.
Oh, Hasselman walks Hopkins there.
Some nice move. And off the timber. And Rusky Jones had boogied up looking for that pass. He had Amston with him, I think. But the girders.
Well, 13 seconds left in the penalty, and Swarm have done a great job of killing that off.
2 minutes, 47 seconds left in the second period. 2-0 game here for the Swarm. Could it be? Could it be? Amston with it. Harrison. Devlin carries to the corner. Hangs onto it around behind the net. Pushed off the puck. It's kept. And I think it bounces out. So face off deep in that Swarm area. Face-off will be on the offside dot, or they're arguing as to where it's happening. So, Adam Nagy.
Stamps it with authority.
Yes. And face-off, Simon with it behind the net. Ollie Jones. And there's a tripping penalty.
Wow. That was short-lived.
Roby had his legs taken out from under him, I believe. And
straight back into the
straight
box.
back into the box. Unlucky. That wasn't intentional. He was going down, took Roby out with him, I think.
Yeah.
I did see he was quite nervous about his back of his neck. I think
Yeah.
there's skates flying, and as
Fair
you'll
enough.
notice, they're all wearing neck guards now.
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah, good thing.
Back to Amston. Amston across to Chalice. Chalice moves it into the corner. Still has it. Back to Amston. Amston lets loose. Puck rolls around in front, and nobody can collect it.
Oh, doing
Fontaine
such
with
a
it.
good job clearing that in front of the net, eh?
Fontaine to Damate. Damato tangled up with Amston. And that penalty's no, I was going to say the penalty.
It was done.
in his back. So we're looking at a minute left in that penalty and 1 minute 45 left in the period. Cross ice to Ross over the blue line. Ross, he's got McIntosh. Leaves for McIntosh. McIntosh just off the tip of the glove, and it bounces off the glass. Shot again. Great work there by Bialik. If he doesn't get Bialik, shot deflected wide and up but not out, and cleared all the way down onto Hasselman's stick. Big lead pass to McIntosh. Can't make the pass to Devlin. Devlin's got McIntosh on his knee there in the corner. Chalice, shot, blocked, centering. Puck rolls to the
50 seconds left.
Finally,
And there we go.
Tapped in, cracked it.
Great heads-up play there by Burns. He was going to power it in. He just saw that stick on the left, changed the angle, soft little shot.
Yeah, beautiful
Get
work.
the chip.
That's McIntosh with Lockie. Cracks the wall.
Exactly.
End of the period. 47 seconds left. So we're looking at a 2-1 game. Holy moly. Is this setting up the third period
It
or what?
really is setting up the third period,
If
isn't
I
it?
was writing the story, if I was writing the movie. All right, Amston with it. Hurley pushes it in.
Rusky joins the chase there.
And a little bit of pep in the step, as you said. Hurley backhands it in.
30 seconds left. Ooh.
Dirty bounce. What do they call Zamboni?
The Zamboni bounce, yes.
That's not the first time we've seen that. And icing is the call. With 18 seconds left. Dun, dun, dun. So the face-off, the puck will be dragged all the way back into Swarm territory. 18 seconds left, 2-1 for the Swarm, ending on the second period. What could possibly go wrong? Rusky Jones up against March. Tangled up, puck tapped into the red line, and Amston fires it in.
10 seconds counting down.
Houlihan with it. Houlihan, blue line. And it's off the glass. Kept in, though. Shot again off of a pad, and that ends it. Wow. What an exciting second period. So, first period was exciting. Second period, super exciting.
Yep.
Third period.
Coming in hot.
Coming in
hot in these Queenstown nights, I tell you what.
Don't touch that dial. Oh, well. We've got a few minutes where I'm going to refresh myself here.
Yes, that sounds like a great idea.
And we'll come back to you with third period.
Indeed.
And we're back here, Queenstown Arena. Third period, 2-1 for the Botany Swarm. Oh my goodness, Joel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
She's going to be a good third, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, these fans, they've paid for the entire seat, but they're only sitting on the edge because this is going to be a very close third period.
I tell you what, it is, isn't it?
Fantastic goaltending.
Yes.
Balak especially.
My God, he's been standing on his head tonight.
Swarm playing with huge intensity. Early goal by Houlihan, second goal by Houlihan, and McIntosh was accredited that goal for the SkyCity Stampede. Holy moly, we're going to have such a tight third period. It's about staying out of the box. It's about picking up those bouncing pucks.
Yep.
Stampede have got to do something to crack that wall again in order to get another goal, because Balak's been everywhere, scattered across the net. We've watched Joel Hasselman not only skate across the net, but he's been into the corners as well, playing the puck. One of them was so slippery.
He just dangled Hopkinson.
Yeah, but the one before that where he almost got beat.
That was brutal.
He whiffed on the clearing and almost got himself in a whole predicament. But we'll see what happens. Third period action. Big shout out to everybody listening, and a big thank you to all the volunteers that are helping make this thing work. NZIHL runs on volunteers. You'll notice that McCollum's not out there. Sore shoulder, and he's a huge asset to the
absolutely,
Stampede.
yes.
And obviously being missed sorely missed with a sore shoulder.
All right, we're straight into it in this third.
Cross ice to McDonald over the blue line. McDonald skates it over the Stampede blue line, still has it, backhands it, and puck's kicked.
Good save there by Joel to get the pad down.
Simon with it. Simon can't hit. I think that was Marsh. Ross can't control it, and Fontaine picks that up in his own zone. McDonald collects it, slams on the break, shot off a pad. True, loses it in his skates, carries to the corner. McIntosh with it. McIntosh in front of the net. Taps, and icing will be the call. That was Lockie Frere. So, unable to change.
Nagy there patrolling the door, making sure that no one's getting off there.
The gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper.
You shall not pass. All right, face off to the left of Hasselman. McIntosh up against March. Amston with it. Amston rails it around. Kept in by Hay. And carried out by Atwell. Houlihan, cross ice. Feeds Atwell, in front. Can't collect it. Puck, bouncing puck where Burns picks it up on the blue line. Burns over the red line, fires it in. And Vortinoff bumped into the boards there by Harrison. Shot deflected wide.
Oh, good deflection. It just went the wrong way.
Amston puts it into the corner. Battling for it behind the net. Somebody tackled there. That's Devlin. Burns puts it around. And Swarm collect it, move it to the neutral zone. Harrison's out there hitting a bit. Connor Harrison had a couple of good hits in that little series.
Yeah.
And Stick obviously collected some flex and
and twinged off into the
double Salchow with a 2.5 gainer. But this is what we're going to expect from this third period.
It really is.
Everybody's going to be throwing everything at it.
There's going to be some intensity. You know, Swarm want to keep that lead. Stampede need another one on the board, you know.
Definitely. Hopkinson facing off against Rusky Jones. Having a conversation. Unusual place to have a conversation, but Rolls to the corner, tap behind the net. Up and cleared out by the Swarm. Janssen with it. Janssen to the blue line. And Hopkinson picks that up. McDonald with it in his own zone. Puck rolls into the Stampede area. Rusky Jones tries to hit Roby, and a bouncing puck wasn't helpful. True. Over the red line, saucers it in, where Hay taps it around behind the net. And Sofer picks that up. McCog collects it, but just loses it quickly. And it's fired all the way down. And no ice. Amston rails it around to McCog. Kozak keeps it in. Beautiful stick work there by...
High stick.
I was just thinking, Sofer did some great stick work there, but it was too high. So whistle dead in the offside dot. So, Delmonte facing off against McCog. Back to Amston on the blue line. Hurley. McCog. And now it's on the blue line with Fontaine. Cross ice. Good pass to Fontaine. Shot just wide, a little bit high. Big tap up, and McCog can't collect that. Fontaine, cross ice to Kozak. Kozak hits Fontaine, tapped off his stick by Freer, and it hits the roof. Big thanks to Max, Molly, Jesse, and doing all the important work. Joel.
So we can sit here and just chat away.
Chat away, yes. Joel and I, a voice here in the deep south. Freer.
Oh.
Loses it to Atwell. Atwell carries it in. Puck just bumped off his stick by True. And McIntosh, big lead pass. Crossed him, but intercepted quickly. And Marsh with it. Lead pass to Houlihan. Houlihan on the blue line. Shot off the glass. Up but not out to the point. And it bounces to the corner. Forcing Truth there. Cole hits Ross. Ross starts to move. He muscles past. Some beautiful stick work, but can't beat Thuler. And it's caught up in, I think that's Marks' skates. McIntosh. Simon out there now. Simon, big lead pass. And Cole carries to the corner. Cole, big lead pass to McIntosh. He's bumped off the puck. Off a skate to the blue line, where Hay just taps it in. Great work there by the Swarm. Couldn't center though. Lead pass to Chalice. Chalice has got Harrison feeding in. And a good save by Ballack. Nice maneuver there by Simon. Beats one hit. Puck bounces in front and cleared. Devlin steps past Fontaine. Pass. Score!
Oh! Dylan Devlin end to end, walks all the defense.
Coast to coast.
Coast to coast. Oh, that is a big goal for the Stampede there. Ollie Hay is not very happy about that, but, you know, that would make sense.
So Dylan Devlin ties the game up. 14-16 left in this third period. Kozak feeds McDonald in the backfield. And back to McDonald. Fontaine taps up.
Now, it'll be interesting to see the reaction here, because obviously it's going to put a massive pep in Stampede's step. But is it going to take the wind out of the Swarm sails?
No way.
Giving up a 2-0 lead like that.
We've seen this happen. The Swarm are strong.
Yep, by the looks of it, they are still going hard.
Fontaine can't collect that. True just taps it up. Collected by McDonald on the red line. Turns. Feeds Fontaine, who dances past True. And True ends up with it and just fires it down the ice. And icing will be the call. Well, once again, the gatekeeper.
Yep.
Adam Nagy not letting anybody come off or on the ice. Face off deep in the Stampede zone to the right of Hasselman. Rusky Jones facing off against March. Back to Hay, taps it to the corner, rolls behind the net where Amston rolls it around. McCog gives chase, and Amston has it behind the net. Amston moves it up slowly. Can't hit Rusky Jones. Hay
Gives the
picks
guys
it up.
a bit of time to change there, though, so a smart move.
Amston rails it all the way around. And Ollie Hay with it now to Houlihan. Houlihan in his own zone. March pushed into the boards. Puck stopped behind the net by Hasselman and cleared all the way out by Hasselman. Simon chases it into his own zone. Houlihan, red line, fires it in. Hasselman out of his net again. He wants to be part of this.
He does like playing the puck.
Yes.
Wants one of those, wants an assist, I reckon.
Perhaps. McCog with it. McCog hammers on the brakes in the corner. And it rolls around to the far side where Freer picks it up. Bounces beside the net. Cleared up, and here's a chance for Janssen.
Ooh.
All the way down. And cleared out by Ross. Vortinoff with it on the blue line. Vortinoff carries, loses it to McIntosh. Off of Ross's skate. He's got Freer with him. Shot just wide. I think he caught a bit. Did he hit the wall or the post on that?
Nah, he got a little bit of a stick there, right?
Oh, okay. Vortinoff over the blue line. Loses it. McDonald can't control, and it's tapped in to Stampede.
And McDonald did a good job there just tapping it away from Ross, because if Ross picked that up, he was gone.
McIntosh. Offside's the call. Ross was, he had his jets on.
He did.
And McIntosh did a one too many stick
He
handles.
should know better than to stick handle on a blue line like that.
You better have a word with him.
I'm going to sit there and give C-Mac stick handling and hockey tips. I don't know about that.
All right. Big chance here for Connor Harrison.
Oh.
Just too much, not enough real estate there by the time he controlled that puck. Back to True on the point. True just taps to the corner, collects it himself. Back to Harrison behind the net. Harrison carries to the corner. Back to the point. Backhands it was Devlin. Trying to center it was Chalice. And it's knocked out by the Swarm. Fontaine. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we might have had a little bit. Were we hacked, do you think?
Maybe.
It's just another hack. So that was not a goal when the power went out. Power went out everywhere, not just us. It went out on the scoreboard as well. And we've resumed play.
We remain 10 minutes left, 2-2.
Yeah, still 2-2. Beautiful work there. I'd love to see that shot again. I thought it was in, but what do I know? Feed to Damate, cross ice, trying to hit Fontaine, who is gliding across the slot. So, for those of you that don't remember, we're 9:49, 2-2, third period. Botany Swarm against the SkyCity Stampede.
And no one on the ice looks like they're slowing down at all.
No, we're just speeding up.
It's just getting more intense.
The crowd shot.
Oh.
Good little save there by Hasselman. Picked up by Kozak and collected by the Swarm quickly. Kozak on the blue line moves past True. Shot just wide. And it rails all the way down the ice.
No, it's a good shot when it rails all the way back down the other end.
McDonald feeds Simon. Simon off the boards. And True picks that off as it hit Fontaine's skate. D'Amato kept in by True. Flicked up, kept in by True again. True can't hit Freer in front of the net. Some spectacular heads-up play there by True. He just didn't fire it. So, icing is the call. And Freer just got tangled up in front of the net beautifully and wasn't able to tap that in.
No, some great work by the Swarm defenseman there to tie him up there.
Because Ballack was over on that far post, and Freer did have that opportunity had he had the puck. Simon feeds Janssen over the blue line, tapped off his stick. Freer taps it up, and icing is the call.
It's all right. Looks like everyone's just gripping their stick a little bit too tight now, you know?
Too much pepper on that. So Joel, it's going to wind down to who's the tiredest, most tired, most tired. Who's got the wheels for these last 8 minutes? Ross shot deflected high. McIntosh collects, still has it. Tries to feed Ross, but Simon ends up with it behind the net. Hopkinson with it on the red line. Flicks it up to Amston. Amston hitting McIntosh. He can't collect it
Couldn't
fully.
quite get him in stride there.
Marsh gloves it down, and Amston picks that up.
Stampede really looking on these stretch passes at the moment.
Yeah, they're hitting it, just not quite enough.
No.
Bouncing pass, here's a chance for Ross. Ross over the blue line, stepping, waiting for some help. He's feeding the center.
Ooh.
Everybody drifted a little too far on that, and Ballack had to tip it to the corner. McIntosh with it, being harassed by Mark. Centering, can't, and tapped out to the neutral zone by Atwell. Fired back in by Harrison. McDonald with it. McDonald skating with it. Ballack. Connor Harrison saying hello to Marsh. And Harrison shot.
Oh,
that was a good little slapper.
It was a good little slapper.
And Burns across to Harrison. Harrison shoots. And Marsh having a little bit of trouble because Burns laid into him shortly after that. So we'll just see how he's doing there. get an update as soon as we can. Good time to thank our sponsors here, remembering that things only work with the volunteers and the help from these people. Big thanks to SkyCity Stampede, LBRP Consulting, TileMax, AWS Legal, Queenstown Health, and of course Cook Brothers Construction, Crete Works, WT Partnership, James Allen Photography, MediaWorks, Sign It, Event Finder, Queenstown Ice Hockey Club. Big thanks to Dan and Ted Graham, Randy and Kendall, who are scrubbing this place up, make it look good for these big games. Marsh looks like he's a little bit under the weather there, being assisted by the physician, or by the physio, as Kozak assists him off. Marsh is an important component of this swarm contingent, and he'll be sorely missed if it's serious.
I hope it isn't.
No,
You never like seeing someone down on the ice like that.
not that bad, no.
No.
So, face off on the dot in the swarm zone. Rusky Jones up against Damate. Roby. And Fontaine loses it along the boards, but it ends up on Kozak's stick. Kozak tries a fancy and tripping is the call. But to be fair, I get why he tripped him, because he was playing it in his skates. He tried to do the skate.
He did. He dragged it through his skates, but
I guess he can.
And
he was only going for the puck, but that's so Cam Troop off.
Yeah. Critical time to take a penalty.
So we're looking at 5-on-4. Good opportunity for the Swarm to stamp one in. Back to the point. Simon with it, moves to the center. Feeds McDonald. McDonald back to Simon. Cross to Houlihan, who scored those 2 goals for the Swarm. Moves in. Still left to move in. Still controlling.
It's looking for that lane.
Looking for the opportunity. Shot off the glass. Rolls up. Not out. McDonald collects. Simon with it. Simon. Houlihan shot. And Hasselman gathers that up.
Up to the task.
Stampede looked a little hesitant on that. They're going to have to...
Yeah, they're going to have to play this aggressively. You've got to kill this penalty.
Cannot let them sink one.
But no, Swarm will be thinking the same thing. They've got to play it aggressively, because if they can score here, that is a huge...
Back to Houlihan on the point. Houlihan holding on, looking for a chance here. Simon with it. Simon cross to Houlihan. Shot gathered up by Hasselman.
Big money Hasselman.
Looks like the Swarm will have a change horses. Chance again here. Thuler. Ollie Hay in the backfield. Puck rolls into the corner.
Yeah, that Kozak Vortinov Fontaine line.
Yeah. Scary. McIntosh reels it up and out, giving the chance as Sofa gives chase. Ollie Hay with it behind the net. Fontaine puts on the Jets. Over the blue line, dances past. Carries to the corner. Back to the point. And there's a chance for Sofa.
Sofa did great job.
Great hustle there. Forcing Ollie Hay back to collect. And some missed passes as Freer does a slapper. Simon picks that up. Simon behind his own net. Devlin just watching, waiting for the move. Boogie's back. Over the blue line goes Vortinov.
Oh, off the referee.
Unfortunately, off a referee, but Amston whiffs on that clear. Hopkinson robs him, and it's behind the net. Back to the point. Simon shot. Scores!
Oh,
Just a matter of time.
it was. Yeah.
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe, exactly. Create that confusion in front of the net. Stampede collapsed in.
And then they moved it out.
Yep.
I don't know if it was tipped or not.
No, I'm pretty sure that one was straight through. Yeah.
Clean whistle.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at a 3-2.
3-2 game.
4:38 left.
Mm.
And that'll put the, as you say, the pep in the step for that
Oh,
Swarm.
yeah. Absolutely.
And this is where the Stampede, if they have it, they're going to have to dig deep. Hasselman makes a big kick save, and puck rolls around. I think Burns actually stepped on that puck and kicked it to the corner. Atwell with it on the blue line, cleared around. True. Off the boards. Roby with it. Back to True. Burns. Cross to True. And Burns picks it up in his own zone. Burns over the red line, fires it in, looking for that change, important change. Thuler carries all the way to the blue line and fires it in. Amston feeds Freer. And Ross can't collect that bouncing puck. Amston. So we're looking at 3 minutes, 26 seconds left. And this is where Stampede will be tested.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Puck rolls to the boards. Tap back in around and Lockie Freer ices it. And it'll be all the way back down into Stampede territory.
The Swarm will not be upset about that at all. You know, hemming the Stampede in their defensive zone there.
Yeah. Minutes left.
Minutes left. Exactly. Just chipping away at it.
Hopkinson against McIntosh. Vortinoff backhands it around behind the net. And here's Lockie Freer. Lockie Freer carries. Taps it up to Ross. Freer that's Mitchell Freer ends up with it. Mitchell Freer. And they're turning it around and there'll be a hooking penalty there. Vortinoff carrying, hanging on to it, waiting to set something up as the goaltender clears. Back to McDonald, who starts to march it up. Fontaine over the blue line. And Swarm once again have that 6-on-5 while the arm is up on the referee.
They're doing a great job of snapping it around there as well.
Janssen almost got a goal there. Like it just came off his body onto Hasselman's stick and body instead of into the net. Well.
Wow. We're going to see out pretty much the rest of this game with the Swarm on power play.
Yeah.
Stampede on penalty kill.
Unfortunate.
It is.
For the Stampede.
I think the Swarm supporters will think it's quite good.
I think they will. And the Swarm have definitely shown that they're first-class caliber on this game. Back to the point. McDonald across to Simon. Simon has to collect the puck on the red line. McDonald dumps over the red line, dumps it in. Houlihan pushing and shoving along the boards behind the net. McDonald collects along the boards, back behind the net for Houlihan. McDonald, Houlihan along the boards. Back to McDonald on the point. Simon one times it. And puck rolling free. And here's a chance. Great work there by Hasselman. And an offside. Who was it? Was that Delmate was collecting his stick and ended up having to make the Swarm hold off from blasting past that blue line. Atwell with it now, controlling behind his net. Simon up. Freer collects that. Cross ice to McIntosh. McIntosh, Freer, cross ice. And Chalice and Amston tangled up on the blue line.
48 seconds left in the game.
Oof, what do you do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've got Joel Hassman pulled out of the net. Timeout called by Swarm.
Yeah, Joel Hasselman's just collecting information on what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy and systems all come into play here.
Exactly.
Man, that Swarm have been intense since the drop of the first puck.
They really have. They've just really taken it to the Stampede tonight.
Houlihan getting 2 of those goals. And so Coach Cam Freer giving the instructions to Stampede. Swarm coaches and players having a big discussion here.
Yeah.
So
Hasselman, I guess, is staying in net until...
control is made, yeah. Yeah, we'll get that control. And it's batted in. Delmate's tapped off the puck by Freer. And Amston, blue line. Amston can't control it. And Simon's with it now. Simon's on an open net with 25 seconds left. And here's Ross. Shot, kicked wide. Kept not in. And great kick save by Amston to stop that puck from going all the way down into territory. And believe it or not, Amston gets that last shot on net. And that ends this game. 3-2 to the Botany Swarm.
Wow. Knew it was going to be an intense matchup.
You said that at the beginning, and it was.
And
so
they delivered.
Who's the best team now? Like, they're battling it out.
Yeah,
everybody's inching
close.
ahead, and then
It's pretty close.
last night Stampede, tonight Swarm. So, oh my goodness.
Either well, you're going to see some fantastic hockey when these two teams meet. So
again, yes. Anyway, this ends this game. And as you can tell, I'm a little bit hoarse from this. I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for all your support and all your positive comments. Until next home game, I'd like to thank you. I'm Dave Dubnick.
I'm Joel LeBreton.
And we'll talk to you next time.
See ya.